what burns at the core of the people you're about to meet. This is the Jeep world of adventure sports.
Let's meet a humble visionary, a true waterman who just so happens to be the best bodyboarder on the planet. His name, Mike Stewart.
It just seems like you're working on 6 senses when you're riding a wave. You see just an incredible beauty, almost like a kinetic spun glass art show. You're looking at some incredibly rich visuals. The sound of falling water is pretty special. You're smelling salt spray and you're tasting salt water. You're constantly thinking about it and using your imagination to apply yourself to different aspects of it. It's just a very rich experience. The main message, I guess, that I would like to communicate is just for people to follow their passion in their heart and be smart about it. And, you know, there's a lot involved in that simple statement, but that's the core of it. One of the things you learn riding waves consistently is your ability to find a pattern or a rhythm in the randomness of the ocean. And I think if you spend a lot of time surfing, that kind of can rub off into other aspects of your life. I had a situation where I started really embracing material things, you know, and I think I was just a product of society in that I was aspiring to make a lot of money and, you know, have a nice house and that whole thing. And to me, those kinds of things are just so temporary and so insignificant in the scope of things. And that was a real big lesson for me to learn. How does this compare to the things that are really important, like your kids or your wife or your family? First of all, I got an awesome wife who's I've grown up with, and she's my best friend, and it's just been a really good relationship. And we've had our, you know, first and now second child, and it's just been an unbelievable experience. So I'm super blessed and just feel so stoked to be able to keep growing as a person, to experience all these things that are just part of life. My son, it's like I want to make sure that he's pretty much exposed to as many things as I can expose him to, and that he can kind of make some decisions based on his own personality and what he wants to do. In regards to the surf, I try to keep his experiences real positive in the ocean and share with him the things that kind of drew me to the ocean and the reasons why, you know, I was inspired by it and super stoked about it. The experiences you gain are some of the most important things that you carry with you. You can't always carry your wallet with you, but you can always carry your experiences.
Mike Stewart's competitive resume speaks volumes. Too many titles to list. Despite the accolades, he maintains a humility and a low-key approach that has influenced so many.
Mike Stewart, to me, he's the wizard. He is one of the most fearless, creative wave riders that I've ever seen out in the water.
And he's just got like an incredible wave knowledge, like that's so much further beyond what other people have. You know, he's got probably the best wave knowledge of any human in the world.
Where bodyboarders wouldn't have the respect before, here's a guy who's just ripping 24/7 with a board, without a board. So therefore, it's kind of coming back to the fact that if you can do this without anything, you're the man.
For a bodyboarder to command that kind of respect around the world from surfers, anybody, you know, who is in the water, means a lot.
I'm flattered if, you know, if people are stoked on what I do and they look up to me. That's, you know, it's an admirable place to be in. And I take it as a pretty serious responsibility. I think the contribution that role models can make on society is their ability to influence. I mean, you look at other people in society, like doctors fixing people, mechanics fixing cars, or builders making houses. It's like there's a tangible contribution that they're making. And so I figure that role models' contribution is really the ability to influence, which is a really important thing, you know, and people that are in that position really need to take more responsibility for it. I don't really consider things that I've done really super significant. I mean, in the scope of things, really, it's just, even people are grossly insignificant in the scale of the universe. So I think it's just important to kind of keep perspective on things. I also believe that everyone is really good, or maybe the best, at one thing in particular. Some things get notoriety, some things don't. It's just interesting how society works and how society puts emphasis on certain people that have accomplished certain things. I've always kind of kept that mindset that, you know, everyone you talk to, there's something positive to learn from, and that they're masters at something, because everyone's unique. I think I'm someone who's followed my heart and stayed true to my path, even though socially it wasn't really the best thing to do at certain times. And just try to remain true to who I am, to myself.
Don't worry, even if things end up a bit too heavy, we'll all float on. Alright, already we'll all float on. Alright, don't you worry, we'll all float